In this Go Byte, we're going to have a look at Go strings. Now, we've been using strings up until this point, but in this one, I'll just show you a couple of things that you can do with them and also tell you how Go treats strings under the hood. So we're not going to go in depth on everything you can do with strings here. That would be really boring, but I'll just give you some pointers on how you can make life easier. So the first thing we'll do is we shall look at concatenation. How do you join strings together in Go? So we'll have a name of Alice, and then we'll create a greeting variable. And we're going to do this by joining strings together. So here we'll say hello, and then we shall say name. And so here we're going to use the name variable that we just created. So we should say hello Alice, and then let's round off with a question mark, or an exclamation mark. And so once again, I have mentioned this before, we use double quotes for strings in Go, but we can also use backticks, and I'll show you how that works in a moment. But for the time being, let's just print out this greeting. So here we should see hello, comma, Alice, and an exclamation mark, and that's what we see. Okay, so as well as the double quotes, we can also use backticks, and those are really handy in Go because what it means is you can break things down onto separate lines, and when you go to print it out, Go will print it in exactly the way that you created it. So what does that actually mean? Let's give you an example. Alright, so here we've got a multi-line message, and as you can see, it starts and ends with backticks. And I've broken it down onto 3 separate lines. And what this means is it will actually print out as 3 separate lines. So let's just comment out this stuff so it doesn't really get in our way. The way you comment something out so that it doesn't get read as code is you prefix it with 2 forward slashes. Then here, let's print out this multi-line. So again, using the print line function, and we are printing out multi-line, and so we should see this on 3 separate lines exactly the way that we wrote it. And so there you go, this is a message. Next line, that spans multiple lines, next line, and preserves formatting. So as you can see, the lines are preserved exactly the way that we wrote them. And so if that's how you want to output certain textual strings, then that's the way to do it with backticks. Okay, before we finish off by me explaining how Go treats strings under the hood, let's have a challenge. So here, write a program that declares a string variable for your first name, declares a string variable for your favorite programming language, and then prints a message like my name is Alice and I love Go. So we're going to use string concatenation, so joining the strings together using the plus. We're not using sprintf yet. We'll have a look at that function later on. So I'm pretty sure you can do this. You've just seen me do something very similar. Pause me now and give that a go. Okay, so we need a variable for the name and a variable for the programming language. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to use concatenation, and that is joining strings together with the plus in Go. So here we can do it inside the print line function. And so we're saying my name is plus name, so make sure you close the strings before you use the plus. So you have to open the strings and close them, then concatenate using the plus on each side if you want to concatenate to more strings. Next part of the string, then concatenate again, language, concatenate again, and then full stop, and then we don't need any more pluses after there. So let's go and see what this prints out. Go run main.go, my name is Alice and I love Go. Okay, how did you get on with that? Hope you gave it a go. I'm sure you wouldn't have found that one too difficult. So before we move on, I just want to go back to what I said towards the beginning about how Go treats strings, and it treats them as an immutable sequence of bytes. So what does that actually mean? The best way would be for me to demonstrate this. Now, because it treats strings as a sequence of bytes, it means you can actually access the letters or the bytes within the string. So here, for example, if I want to access I can say name, and then using the index positions starting at 0, I just say 2. So what would you expect to see printed here? You might be surprised. Let me just show you this. So we get the number 105. Where does number 105 come from? So we're returning the byte at index 2, and when you print a byte, Go shows its numeric value. So 105 in this case, which is the ASCII code for I. So to see the actual character, we can wrap it with a string function. So here, if I pass the name at index 2 into the string function, so string parentheses, and then name 2 passed into that. Let's see what we get now. And so now that gets converted to the letter I. Now the other thing that I mentioned was that it is an immutable sequence of bytes. So what that means is immutable means you can't change something. So for example, if I wanted to do this here, I can't, for example, change the I to an O or anything like that. I mean, you can see I'm getting all the red underlining, which means I'm likely to get a compile error, but we'll try and print out the name anyway. So print line name. Let's see what we get here. And we get an argument. So it's saying you cannot assign name to. And basically that's because, like I said, it's immutable. You cannot change it. So we can change the name. For example, we could establish the name as Alice and then decide that we want it to be Gary. That's not a problem. But what is a problem is trying to actually change the characters within the name. Okay, so there you've learnt some string basics and also how Go handles strings under the hood. So this is really important information that's going to serve us as we go forward. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like, make sure you subscribed, and I will see you in the next one.